Yo, brother, it's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is. Start talking the real. Yes, you're going to have people turn their backs, but it's time for us to keep it real. Just keep talking that real, bro. Do what you do. I know what you do, so keep doing that. Talk the real. Talk the things, them.
The GP will see you now.
Look, I don't wanna cause no problems. I just wanna live my life, but I keep on hearing about nonsense. Me and my dons ain't mobsters, but you know when you see imposters. We know how to read them faces, same way you know how to read them comments. If you wanna talk, let's talk, but around here, make sure you walk and your talk is constant. Hey, I seen it all before. I heard chat that they all adore. 1 week looking like they all aboard. Next day, they don't even walk the walk. I've been here since I bust down Aqua, cutting through Asda, all black master. Now I'm too grown for acting gaffer, trying to pay off my Madre's gaff, cuz took the wife and there's a rotty that speak. Add the spice to calamari, that's me. My advice off the order I seen. Christ alone, he don't promise you. Don't say that. You know that man don't pay that. Trying to stunt on your rentals. I too wanna cry, get a Maybach. I don't wanna cause no problems. I just wanna live my life, but I keep on hearing about nonsense. Me and my dons ain't mobsters, but you know when you see imposters. We know how to read them faces, same way you know how to read them comments. If you wanna talk, let's talk, but around here, make sure you walk and your talk is constant. What nonsense? I don't wanna hear about guns, I know you ain't here like the post was sponsored. You ain't never been down junction, you ain't never hit no truncheons, you ain't never hit no blocks in your mouth rub, you ain't never peeled no onions. You don't really look so G to me. Fly wife out for the scenery, go Blue Jays for the eatery. Then I come back where I need to be. A black man who ain't move so easily. One grievance is the money or God that you're preaching. You ain't talking that poor Lord Cephas. You don't know peace if you don't know Jesus. I live in a place where we all got mashes, no permit, and we all could back it. Even a hermit under his jacket, still that peace couldn't conjure a challenge. No, my man looking like a savage soul. Still we don't know what he has to know. Ain't we men to be saving souls? Not them houses and faking loans. Go tell mom that I'm writing again. I don't wanna hear you were right in the end. Wrote this here for my guys.
Hi guys, I hope you guys are ready for another live stream. I'm just setting up, so I will be with you very, very shortly.
Come to an end. I don't wanna cause no problems. I just wanna live my life, but I keep on hearing about nonsense. Me and my dons ain't mobsters, but you know when you see imposters. We know how to read them faces, same way you know how to read them comments. If you wanna talk, let's talk, but around here, make sure you walk and your talk is constant.
Yo, this is about to really hurt some people's feelings, so if you a little sensitive, you might as well turn this joint off right now, okay?
Hi guys, I hope you guys are good and are having a good time. How are we all doing today? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling excited? It's been a hot minute since I've streamed, to be honest. I've taken a couple of days off the internet for obvious reasons, but I am backing it up. I'm the queen of talking shit, now I'm backing it up. Hey, backing it up. I'm the queen of talking shit, now I'm backing it up. Anyway, shout out to Cardi B. What I have got to say today, we've got 3 different people it is that we are talking about. To be honest, this was supposed to be a stream for the 24th. However, I am going to be streaming today as well as tomorrow to catch up with all of the drama it is that I have missed. So today we're going to be talking about several different people today. We are going to be talking about Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado is causing a little bit of controversy here on social media due to basically his weight and how things have pretty much changed for him quite significantly health-wise. And a lot of people seem to be very, very concerned about Nikocado Avocado. Next, after that, we also have Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson is slowly making his return back to social media. A lot of people have a few issues with that. And do you think it's time for him to come back? Do you think it's necessary for him to come back? We've got a lot of questions and a lot of things to discuss when it comes to Shane Dawson. And last but not least, we have Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas has been making videos and content. To be honest, I have not caught up with Trisha Paytas in the past couple of days, if I'm perfectly honest. But what I will say is that she did definitely give her response to the whole Superbam situation. So I will be going into that and discussing that a little bit further, and also kind of like clearing and clarifying up some other stuff in regards to Trisha Paytas. But besides that, that is pretty much what we have got going on. So let's get straight into the first story. So the first person it is that we're going to be talking about is Nikocado Avocado. So Nikocado Avocado As you can see, he has like a sleep apnea device on his face, and it's been causing quite a few issues on social media. A lot of people have been talking about it because a lot of people are concerned. And the question is I want to kind of pose to the audience is essentially like, what happens when we have somebody who clearly to a lot of people are harming themselves on a public platform? Do we expect YouTube to step in? Do we expect YouTube to deplatform these people? Or do we expect YouTube to stay back and just do what it is that they're supposed to do, which is just be YouTube? So these are the thumbnails that kind of went viral the other day. It is from Nikocado Avocado's recent videos. He's done some more videos with some more glaringly obvious with his face sleep apnea device. I think it's called a CPAP, if I'm correct, a CPAP machine. He's got a CPAP machine on his face, and then he's got a bunch of different food. We've got Taco Tuesday with Taco Bell. We have my new life as a disabled person with a bunch of Chick-fil-A. And it seems as if he's trying to monetize off the fact that he's severely ill. So basically, if you don't know what's been going on with Nikocado Avocado recently, Nikocado Avocado has been extremely ill. He's broken a rib or several ribs. He's broken his ribs, and because of that, the doctors have now advised him that he needs to start wearing his sleep apnea device in the daytime in order to help his labored breathing. He was struggling significantly with his breathing throughout this period, and a lot of people are saying, okay, it was really funny when you were putting on weight and all this kind of stuff, and you know, it's just water weight. His a t-shirt that's in this thumbnail right now is I identify as skinny. It's funny for a moment, but now you're experiencing extreme health implications due to your size. A lot of people feel like it's due to his size. He's basically saying it's not due to his size at all. It's just because a lot of people break their ribs. And I don't know, you guys, like, forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm interested to hear what chat has to say about this, but is breaking a rib like a common occurrence? Is that like normal? Because I don't know if that's a normal thing that happens. No way did he actually break his rib. That's by Sadie T. Lady Lobotomy said, oh, well, he did it to himself. It's me, S says, and not just a bit when it's physically changing who you are. Money B says he's going to be trolling the internet until he isn't. Oh, very morbid. We have Brookie Monster. He said he broke a rib due to weight gain. Well, a lot of people are saying that it's due to his weight gain and how much weight it is that he's put on recently. Now, I don't know whether there's any truth to that or not, but what I will say is, from my perspective, I don't necessarily think it's because of weight gain alone. There's like, in order for you to break a rib, there's got to be some kind of impact, right? You've got to have impacted something extremely hard for it to be like that. Let me know what you guys think. We've got a poll up at the moment. What are people saying in the poll? We've got 75% of people are saying yes. That's interesting. He needs to stop or he will die. That's by Shannon Pridium. Kerry says, people break ribs due to coughing really hard. Really? Is that something that can happen? That's scary. I'm 30 now. So in my head, I'm just sitting here thinking like, girl, I don't want to be out here breaking ribs for no reason. It's NIV. Very strange doctor surges this during the day. Breaking a rib / ribs required admission to LA infusion. Specialist nurse here. Oh, right. Okay. That's interesting. Nugan says the only way we stop him is to stop giving him any attention. To be honest, he's just doing anything for fame. That is very interesting because I feel like I've cracked the code when it comes to Nikocado Avocado. Like, I've cracked the code of his cycle of abuse. So here's the thing: we have at the top of the chain. You have to watch me. It's like a fucking diagram right now, right? At the top of the chain, we have Nikocado Avocado trying to make money on YouTube and doing mukbangs that are making him unhappy and unhealthy. Then we have he is because of his problematic behavior, he gets into a bunch of trouble on social media, and he also sees and visualizes the negative impact on his health. Then at the bottom, he's like, I'm leaving the internet, I'm going to do things correctly, I'm going to look after myself, I'm going to stop trolling and all of that kind of stuff, and making a positive change for possibly up to a week, right? Because I've never seen him make a positive change for longer than a week, if I'm perfectly honest. And then we get to the other side where it's like he needs money. He realizes that his views aren't as good when he is being less problematic. Then he goes back to creating problematic videos, being extremely unhealthy, being a detriment to his own health. And it's this vicious cycle that keeps going round and round in circles. And I feel like if you've become accustomed to a certain lifestyle, you might find yourself in this cycle of abuse in order to maintain that lifestyle for yourself. And it seems to me it's kind of obvious, like even behind the trolling, behind the laughs, behind all of that kind of stuff, it's kind of obvious to me that he's just not happy. Like, he just doesn't seem very happy in himself. He just doesn't seem very happy with his physical appearance. I don't think he's happy. That's just my perspective. Looking outwards, inwards to him, he just doesn't seem happy. And it seems like he's more concerned about creating content rather than himself. Because every so often we'll just get this little glimpse, this little moment where he's like, I can't keep doing this, guys. Like, I can't keep doing this to myself. And then we're like, we're rooting for you, but are you really? Because when he's doing a mukbang and he sat there eating his salad and drinking his water and trying his best to be as healthy as possible, are you there for those videos? Are you rooting for him then? Or are you there for the show? Because one thing I've noticed, especially with like the foodie beauty community and the Amber and Reed community and the people who watch the larger /+ overweight people here on the platform, is people call them seasons. Like, they'll be like, this is such a good season. Honestly, the Amber and Reed season is dead in comparison to this foodie beauty season. This season of foodie beauty is so good. This has taken so many left turns. Like, it's almost like these people's lives are a reality show and there's no actual reality to them. And I feel like it's the easiest way that humans can disconnect ourselves with what's really going on in other people's lives. Because it's easy if we see this person as a character rather than as a legitimate person. But I also think on the flip side, it's kind of easier if Nikocado Avocado sees himself as a character also and not a legitimate individual. Like, they don't really know me, they don't know who I am, so maybe the comments sting less. Maybe it doesn't feel like it's painful to read the comments when people are being so mean or vicious, or even just critiquing him well and giving him some good critiques. I think that possibly like this could be a way for him to disassociate from the comments that he gets on social media, because it's overwhelmingly negative. Like, although he's got the likes, he's got the views and all that kind of stuff, if you look at the comment section, it's not so great. Like, I don't think it's so great. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't think everyone's on his side in that way. I don't know. But tell me what it is that you guys think. Oh, Chantal is something else, let me tell you. That's by Andrea BLM. Uniquely Evil says 100, 100, 100. Snaps to you, honey, too. I like the colour scheme. The colour scheme of what? The hair? Oh, we changed the hair. We have changed the hair. It's from rapid weight gain. Do you think it's because of rapid weight gain that he's got himself into this situation? Because a lot of people, I've seen somebody said you can break a rib from coughing too hard, and I'm like, girl, I'm 30. It could happen to me too, shit. Nick said that he's an actor. See, this is how I feel like he's able to disassociate himself from the commentary, is that he is an actor, and that, you know, when you're like, even he has a whole section on his YouTube channel. In fact, let's go over to Nikocado Avocado's YouTube channel real quick. Let's go check this shit out together. So on Nikocado Avocado YouTube channel, 15 hours ago, my diet as a disabled person. I mean, it's kind of obvious at this point. He's clearly monetizing off his physical appearance, which is fine. There's a lot of people who monetize off their physical appearance, but as you can see, it goes from I broke my ribs to I went into hospital, I'm scared. My diagnosis has arrived with his screenshots of his ribs, I guess. Then I'm disabled, Taco Tuesday. My new life as a disabled person. My new diet as a disabled person. My new diet as a disabled person. My new diet as a disabled person. Shall I tell you what? That video got 410,000 views. So I imagine that he's just like, let me just use this title until it's done. But as you can see, I've got this thing called vidIQ, which I use quite frequently in order to like see the likes to dislike ratios on quite a lot of videos and stuff. And we've got like 28,000 likes, 26,000 likes, 29,000 likes, 31,000 likes, 38,000 likes. So at this moment in time, not 38, I meant 38%. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? So as you can see from all of that, it seems as if like not many people are vibing with that. I think the last good video he had was before the rib situation, which is 80%. Now, there is some people here on social media who now think that Nikocado Avocado is making light of disabilities, and he's like taking the piss out of people who are disabled. So I'm interested to know what your thoughts are in regards to that, guys. Do you think that Nikocado Avocado is making light of disability? Let's see what you guys have to say. Wow, he got so much bigger since I last saw him last. This makes me anxious. He's put on quite a considerable amount of weight. But, I mean, we're going from where Nikocado was in the beginning. In the beginning, he was an uber skinny vegan person who ate raw foods, who would not even, like, cook some of his vegan food. Do you get what I mean? Like, he was consistent and living off a raw diet. It's just wild how he went from vegan to this. It's so crazy. Matt Sin says, I don't like Shane, but I'll probably watch his conspiracy on COVID before he takes it down. Has he released a video? Have I been away so long he's released a video? I think Pepe should do a Belle Delphine. I would be up for drinking her bathwater. I fart in my baths, babes. I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that at all, sweetheart. Can he go vegan again? I guess he keeps saying that that's something that he wants to do, but he's so upset and scared of the vegan community. So we've got a poll up for you guys, which is, do you think that Nikocado is making light of a disability? Right now, we've got 79% of you saying yes and 21% of you saying no. I'm interested. The people who are saying no, why is your theory? Because I've heard a lot from the community who think that he's taking the piss out of disabled people. I've heard a lot from these people. I want to know what you guys think. Why don't you think that he's making light of disability? Honestly, as somebody who has SSA disability finally this year, I just roll my eyes at his disability shit. He did this to himself. It's annoying. Mine is genetic. Okay, but here's the thing. There is a lot of people who are overweight, who have, you know, assumed a lifestyle essentially that has made them disabled. Do you think that they shouldn't receive care? Because I'm interested to hear what people think about that, because I'm kind of like, regardless of how you got there, it doesn't matter how you got there, let's help you out. Maybe it's because I use an ex-dispatcher, like, let's help you out. I'm not here to judge you. We're going to get you from A to B, regardless of what the situation is. But do you think that people shouldn't get care? I'm interested. He's clearly disabled. Do you think that he is disabled, or do you think that he's just, you know, he's got an ailment of some kind? I mean, he did attack the vegan community and made false/negative stories about a vegan YouTuber. I remember that situation, Nugan. I remember that situation. You are not wrong. TikTok dealer says, please don't stop talking about the mysterious tea. I absolutely hate her narrative. Do you know what? Honestly, I will be delving into that in a short moment. I'm not going to go into it right now because we've got Shane Dawson to cover before we get to Trisha Paytas, but I will be talking about it shortly, just briefly, just to give my thoughts on a few things, and honestly just put the whole situation to bed and to rest, because I'm pretty much over it. Does anyone think that he has an eating disorder, like switch from orthorexia to binge eating? Okay, so that brings me to the next situation. So the name that I can't say, every single time I mention this person, my video gets demonetized, but their name begins with an E and their last name begins with a C. I'm not going to, you guys can figure it out, but they're an extremely thin YouTuber. And the issue is that there are a lot of people calling for the deplatforming of Nikocado Avocado, as well as the deplatforming of EC. They're calling for the deplatform of them as well. And the issue that I have with that is, are we deplatforming people for existing in their bodies? Because I'm overweight. There's no question about that. that I'm fat, that I'm not offended by that word. Do you get what I mean? I know there's some people like, oh my God, don't call yourself fat. No, I'm fat. I'm cool with it. That's fine. It's a descriptive term. What am I supposed to do? Not describe myself? It's a descriptive term. So for me, I have no worries about that word. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't upset me, anything like that. Like when somebody goes, you're fat, I'm like, okay, and I'm black. Ta-da. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't know what you want from me. So when I see that people are calling for people to be deplatformed, not on actions that they've done, not on things that they've said, not on narratives that they've spun, not on how harmful they are, just for existing in their bodies on camera. It feels like such a dangerous game to play, because then if we deplatform somebody like Nikocado Avocado for being overweight, there are so many overweight YouTubers who may not be doing mukbangs. I'll give you that you could sit there and say he's promoting or glorifying obesity due to his size and all that kind of stuff. I can get you with the clickbaity and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I can understand exactly where people are coming from there. But even if he wasn't, somebody like Eugene Akuni, who isn't glorifying their eating style, their lifestyle and all that kind of stuff, EC, who isn't glorifying that kind of lifestyle, but just existing in their bodies. Do you feel like it's a dangerous game if we start deplatforming people based on how they look? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to think about this. So the question that's been posted to the poll is, do you think YouTube should deplatform people who show extremes? See, this is it. See, I knew this was going to be the response. So at the moment, we have no at 43% and 53%. And at 47%, we have yes. And it's still going down. We've got 51% at no and 49%. So it's kind of very even on here on the YouTube, because it's a dangerous game. I feel like it's such a dangerous game to play. Let's see what people say. Dana says, in my opinion, if it's deadly, it's another level. Okay, I hear that. People are saying yup and yes. Jesus says he is so disgusting, it has the opposite effect. What do you mean by that? Mayasa says it's one thing to be overweight or thin, but we shouldn't be watching people kill themselves. I hear that. Nugan says, I don't know about EC, but I can't say for her, but Nick is making unhealthy advices and making false health statements. He promotes eating disorders and etc. etc. Okay, so then here we go, right? So we know that there's a mukbang community. There are people out here mukbanging like crazy. Another person who I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, Veronica Wang, she mukbangs and she eats in large quantities. But she is conventionally pretty, she is thin, she works out. So my issue is if we're allowing somebody who is overweight to eat and somebody who's thin to eat on camera and create a whole genre around that, why does it make it different based on the way that the person looks? So should we be deplatforming mukbangers? That's the question. If we could put another poll up for should we be deplatforming mukbangers? Because essentially what they're promoting is some form of an eating disorder in my mind. When I look at a mukbanger eating, I think of me and my when I have my binge eating disorder, where I would just sit down, binge, and I'd probably purge for like the rest of the week. But I would just eat all in one sitting. The quantity of food that I was eating was insane. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. Some people are just skinnier and others are just larger. If people are putting their health in danger, that's different than judging someone based on their weight. Big people can have EDs and vice versa. Moni B says, someone needs to step in and help regulate when it gets out of control, since the public can't be trusted not to watch the train wrecks. Well, people are watching. This is the thing. We can't sit there and say he's not getting the views, he's not getting the money, he's not getting the bank. Us as YouTubers, we can only go talking about certain things based on our audience response. So you'll see people and they'll be like, oh my God, you make so many Jeffree Star videos. I'm speaking about rich looks. But oh my God, you make so many Jeffree Star videos. I can't with you. It's so much. But if you watch every single Jeffree Star video it is that he's putting out there, in his analytics, you're telling him you enjoy this content. That's the content you want to see the most from them. So of course you're going to replicate that. You're going to keep doing that over and over again. This is how we hit the algorithm. It's not even just about what it is that we want to talk about. Statistics. We're talking about the algorithm. We're talking about how it is that we, find ourselves searchable. The people who are looking at that, what kind of videos it is that they're looking into, and all of that kind of stuff. In the analytics, it tells me the kind of people that my audience are watching, the kind of channels it is that my audience like to watch besides myself, the kind of videos it is that my audience likes to watch. A lot of you guys really, really love your murder mysteries and the like those solved cases and all that kind of. You guys love that stuff. That's the next group down from drama videos. The next group down is those murder mystery YouTubers. You love them, and that's what my audience loves, right? There's loads of different things that we can learn from our analytics. How long are you watching for? What's your click rate? Are you watching the adverts? All that kind of stuff. We know so much on the back end of what makes you guys click. So if he does something that makes you click, he's going to keep doing it, as we've been able to see from his YouTube page over here. He literally replicated the same title 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Oh no, 5 times from his 410,000 view video until he can squeeze as much out of it as he possibly can, because you guys have told him that title worked. The views worked. He doesn't care about the likes to dislikes ratio. You've just told him that the views works. At this moment in time, his main video has got 6,500 likes and 15,854 dislikes. Do you think if he cares about the likes to dislikes ratio when he sees the views? He's not paying attention to that. He's not paying attention to that at all. So he's replicating it and replicating it and replicating it because algorithmically it's hitting. And I think that that's something that people need to really understand, is that the way to quote unquote cancel somebody, because so many people are like, this person should be cancelled. The only way you can cancel somebody is like a bleeding wound. If the wound is bleeding, then you suffocate the wound, right? You just put your finger over it. Do you get what I mean? If you cut yourself on your hand or something, you put your finger over it, you apply pressure, and you just let it die. And that is literally the only way that you can quote unquote cancel somebody, is just by stop supporting them, stop watching their content, stop talking about them, stop doing all of these things. But essentially, every single time that somebody talks about this person or a person that somebody feels should be cancelled, nothing ever changes, nothing ever happens. And I kind of feel like that's pretty much what's happening with Nikocado Avocado at this present moment. So with that being said, let's have a look at what the poll has said. We got a new member, Brookie Monster. Welcome to the petty party. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I stream 3 days a week. Will be now, now that I've taken my break. Tia Burke says, I was under the impression Nikocado was intended to be comical, even though it's not funny. So anything he says can't be taken as real advice, but a joke. Unfortunately, he's killing himself slowly. Violet Witchy says, the mukbang is definitely a fetish. Eating on camera is fine, but extremes all the time is dangerous. Life of Matt says, I think people forget a dislike is still a way of support. Exactly. Like, it's still engagement, and I think that people don't understand that if you're engaging with the video is still getting views, it's still getting likes, it's still getting clicks, it's all of that good stuff. So M. Jackson says, the only ones I'm sure should be booted are the predators. I hear that. And people who promote violence against marginalized groups. Snaps. I feel like that's where my wavelength is. I can't sit there and control who else is out here on the platform. As long as they aren't harming and abusing individuals, we should just... It is what it is. I'm blocked from you now. Oh. I haven't used you now in a year, so I don't know. I haven't used you now in several years, actually. I love how much effort Paige puts into graphics and streams and the videos. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. He could be entertaining without all the unhealthy stuff, but when he does it, like, in fact, let me go and see if I can find the last time he did I'm going to be healthy. Okay, so the last time I saw healthy stuff in his channel, let's go back to the watch now screen. Is him and Orlan, is that his name? Orlan? his husband. Things got worse in mukbang, where he was eating healthy in that one. To be honest, the views haven't changed significantly, but what we need is a time that, see, look, every time he's eating healthy, it's a huge clickbaity title. YouTube is deleting my channel. What have we got over here? God, he hasn't eaten healthy in a hot minute. He's like, if this is what he's eating every day, I'm just like, God damn. Do you know, like, sometimes if I've been eating unhealthy in the week, I'm like, I want a Subway salad. Like, just cleanse the palate. God damn. Oh, this is a lot. Okay, we could be here forever, clearly. How many times is he uploading? Oh, goodness. Yeah. I mean... Okay, so it's been a while. It's been a while. Don't see me so healthy that often, I guess. Yeah. Oh, one sec. Hold on. Oh, vegan days versus now. So you can even see there, like, he's literally a completely different human. Oh my goodness. Anyway. So that's kind of what the situation is currently with Nikocado Avocado. And I honestly just wanted to pose the question to you guys, what you guys genuinely thought about people on various different sides of the spectrum. Because I feel like a lot of people are calling to deplatform him because he's, you know, glorifying obesity. He's got the face mask on. He's, you know, trying to call himself a disabled person when it's, you know, people feel it's self-induced and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of feel like... it's Nick doing Nick stuff, and it's an unfortunate, I personally think it's an unfortunate cycle of abuse, because every so often I see him wanting to leave the cycle and he goes straight back because it's just not making him money. And I feel like, especially, I mean, look at his bed is huge. Do you get what I mean? If that's one portion of his house, imagine what the rest of his house looks like. He's probably become accustomed to a certain lifestyle and he just wants to continue that lifestyle, like, regardless. So it is what it is. Tia Burke says, sex sells, violence sells, pain sells, anything taboo is going to get more views, period. Gluttony pays the bills. And on that note, we're going to move on to the next person, who is Shane Dawson. Okay, so Shane Dawson has been slowly making his return back to YouTube. It started off with like little videos here and there on Instagram's little captions. He even wrote up that he was going to be returning sometime soon, and, you know, to keep your eye out for that kind of stuff. And a lot of his fans have been waiting with anticipation, with bated breath, for him to return. Now, what I will say about Shane Dawson, which is something that I can't say for a lot of other influencers at this moment in time, is that Shane Dawson literally took time off. As in, when he quote unquote cancelled himself by leaving the internet, he didn't burn himself out. He didn't try and create more content over and over and over so that the situation was buried. He walked away, he took time, he reflected, and he's wanting to come back to the internet. Now, do you think it's time? That's the question. Shit, I'm so high, I just realized this is live. Hi, Gino. Welcome. Welcome. No, this is not an illusion. It is live. How are you? Do you think it's time for him to come back? Do you think he can ever come back? Is the question that I'm going to ask to you guys now. Can we get a poll up for that? Moderators, can we put a poll up for that? It's the guys are showering, clothing, and makeup bit that's not the point of the vid. What do you mean uniquely evil? What do you mean, hun? No. I swear, yes, the only one who actually did take a good amount of time. Because what I notice as well, like with James Charles, with David Dobrik, and people who have been cancelled and stuff, is that I notice that they take time off, but it's always around the time that they have been deplatformed and demonetized by YouTube. But as soon as that monetization comes back, they're pumping out videos. James Charles did the same, 3 months, boom, he's back making videos. David Dobrik took some time off, 2 months, boom, he's back making content. Logan Paul got demonetized, boom, back making content. It's always after they've been demonetized. And it seems to me that the time frame, the longest time frame I've ever seen YouTube give a YouTuber to be demonetized on the platform is 3 months. I've never seen it go longer than 3 months, even for this S-word forest situation that happened. So a question that I have is just like, he's taken over a year. It's now been over a year since his original video, which is his taking accountability video, that he still has up on his channel. And I also want to make sure that I make that known, that it is still up on his channel, because all of these other people, David Dobrik, James Charles, they took it down. Even Jenna Marbles has got logged onto her YouTube at some point and deleted her taking accountability style video. So a lot of people have been deleting their videos when they say that they're sorry, they apologize and all that kind of stuff. He's the only person that I've seen thus far. Sorry. Excuse me. He's the only person that I've seen thus far who's actually just kept it up the whole entire time. Tati Westbrook, her video coming back, you know, starting all the drama and stuff, gone. Do you get what I mean? So it seems to be something that they do. After a while, when the heat gets too much, they just take down the video. He hasn't taken down the video. He's let it be known. He, for me, is holding himself fully accountable. Do you guys think it's time for him to come back? Let's see what you guys have to say in the poll. So do you think it's time for Shane to come back? We've got 29% saying yes and 70% saying no. Okay, so why is this? I want to know why people feel like it's not time for him to come back. Because as long as he shows accountability for the actions and, like, obviously promises never to do it again, do you get what I mean? Like, at this point, what are we going to do? Hold him to the past indiscretions forever? The stuff that he did was inappropriate, like highly inappropriate. But at the same time, there's other content creators who have done just as inappropriate things who are thriving on this platform. And that's just the honest tease. Okay, so we have Shane's going to come back with a ton of his fan base begging for it. Just ignore him if you don't want to hear about it. That's what I do with people I don't like. Snaps. Jesus says, I miss Jenna. I think a lot of people miss Jenna. Curse Bomb says, not without genuinely addressing things. The apology video, the Willow, the reactions, Tati, etc. So you want him to go back in time and then just go through everything all over again. That's quite interesting. Draconian Netta says abuser should sod off. His apology was shoddy. Oof. Okay. Katie Lady says he might take it down when he's back, so we shall see. That seems to be a rule of thumb, is that when they actually do eventually come back, like with Tati Westbrook, who kept hers up the whole time, and then when they came back, it was gone. Yeah, interesting. So the final results are 67% if you say no and 32% if you say yes. That's really interesting. I was expecting it to be different. I was expecting a lot more of you guys to be more more open to him coming and returning back to the internet. Victory Begins in the Garden says YouTube co-signed these people. She's holding YouTube accountable. That means you, Susan. Those movies and short films he made were appalling and bad and offensive. Okay, but here's the thing, right? And this is not me being a Shane Dawson apologist, because I personally, when it comes to the kiddie stuff, that's where my issues come from. The old videos were of a different time. And I don't say that to excuse the behavior. I say that to say that just like Jenna Marbles, he had inappropriate content. We also have to remember there was all of those kind of contents. I remember being around on YouTube in that time, not as a YouTuber, but as a viewer of YouTube. And it was like Hispanic moms be like, black girls be like, and there was Latoya Forever who was making those kind of videos back in the day that's still on her channel right now. She's now a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think. There was also Trey Melvin. He started his channel with Morta Melandrea doing that kind of content. God, there was just Timothy De La Ghetto who was doing that kind of content back then. There was loads of different highly stereotyped videos. Kim Batch, Day Storm, just a bunch of different Viners. Logan Paul was doing that back in the day. I don't think the videos are up on his YouTube anymore. But there was loads of different influencers and loads of different people who were making that kind of, lowbrow comedy. Let's just call it what it is. Extremely lowbrow comedy. And I kind of feel like I don't have an issue with that. Like, if he says, I apologize, you know, I don't ever want to talk about this in that same capacity, and again, I'm never going to do anything like this, I'm just going to let that go. personally. For me, it's the Willow Smith jokes. It's the inappropriate behavior with his cousin. Do you get what I mean? It was the streams that he was doing, asking for inappropriate pictures from his minor audiences. That's the issue. That there is my biggest issue with Shane Dawson. The rest is just kind of like, okay, you apologize, let's move on. Most of those guys didn't do blackface. True. And say the N-word. True. You are 100% correct there. But I feel like I personally, and this is just a personal thing, I can move past that. What I can't move past is something that is going to impact a child for the rest of their fucking life. That's what I can't move past. That's the part that I struggle with, is like, you sexualize minors in a real big way, and I'm not okay with that. That's where I have my personal issues. He was profiting from dehumanizing mostly black women. Okay, uniquely evil. See, this is why I need you in my streams, because I'm like, yeah, well, you are fucking right. You're so right. You're so right. It was such a negative perception. And do you know what's the worst? When you see people like Daystorm, King Batch, Trey Melvin, at least it was their community to laugh at. Do you get what I mean? And it's like, was it appropriate for this, white guy to laugh at our community in such a capacity and call people house N-words and stuff? No, it wasn't appropriate. I don't think it was ever appropriate, not even then. Oh, goodness. See, this is why you need to be here, sis. You've always the voice of reason. He was on a video making out with his dog. That was weird. I forget the videos. Yeah, that was really fucking weird. The diet racism can be excused. Diet racism? I've never heard that before. But the rest is potentially criminal. Diet racism? I've never heard that before. That's interesting. Petty Page is great, but too nice and forgiving. It's great to be, but some people don't deserve it. I wouldn't say I'm super duper forgiving, but I think doing this has made me so much more desensitized to like so much on social media, so that like, it's like when I hear that somebody else has said something racist, I'm like, okay, and in other shocking news, water is wet. So I feel like I've kind of somewhat become desensitized because I'm constantly reporting on the shits. You know what I mean? Diet racism, he was making minstrel shows. You said menstrual shows, but I think he meant minstrel shows. He hasn't changed, people. He ain't on any diet. Jen, girl, this is a Wendy's. You're not bad for playing devil's advocate. Let's just look at things openly. Don't forget your value. Thank you so much, Curse Bomb. I really appreciate it. Based Mom said his skits weren't funny either. It was just offensive and racist. Anita says, I want to go back and catch up, but I always miss a live. No worries, the live will be staying up. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. It's going onto my main channel. Somebody says it's full fat, full calorie racism. That's by Zuni. She ain't having none of it. Yeah, that's more than diet racism. Okay, so anti-Shane Dawson in the comments, I think we can conclude it's anti-Shane Dawson. So I've talked so much and we haven't even got to the actual crux of the situation. So Shane basically went onto the SIP and he started praising he started praising his Rylan started praising Shane, and Shane started praising Rylan for how he's been able to deal with handling social media in his hiatus. So let's take a look at what is said on the SIP.
You being a YouTuber or not, like, I hope so. I hope you get inspired to create, but you're going to make movies and they're going to be great, and I can't wait for it. And you know you're going to do that.
Well, thank you. I'm proud of you guys because I feel like this is me being a dad for a second. I know it's been a rough, which is hard because I take a lot of, well, this is like such a dark place to go, but over the last couple of years, I feel like, and I've really tried to work through it, but it is hard not to feel like I've ruined everybody's lives around me because of my mistakes in the past. And that was definitely a feeling for a while. And it's like, I don't know. I just felt like you've kind of got thrown through the mud.
But
like,
that's not...
Like, so I just want to say I'm so proud of you guys for for doing it consistently and being loyal to the people that watch and not getting so obsessed with, I don't know, because I know how it is, and you guys are so like loyal to the people that are watching and not thinking about, I don't know. It's just very nice, and I'm proud of you guys, and I'm excited to see where the show goes, and I hope that.
So yeah, that's pretty much what he had to say about them and the way that the SIP has continued throughout, regardless of whether Shane has returned or not. Now, my question is, would there be the SIP if Shane wasn't around to promote that in the beginning? I'm interested to hear what you guys think about that. Someone put him in a shower. That's by Jules. Hi, Jules. Jules is always around. Hello, Jules. Welcome to the family. Fake, not genuinely PR fakeness. That's by Ruth. MC says, I was blind, to be honest. Miss Healer says, stop playing the victim. Essie says, when people show you who they are consistently, believe them. Shane is being really manipulative and he definitely has an agenda. Do you think it's that kind of empath spiel that we've seen from Shane Dawson before, where he's like, I'm such an empath, I'm so empathic, and you know, it's just the spiel, it's just a thing that he does. So we've got a poll up. It said, would there be a SIP if Shane wasn't around to promote it? Let's have a look. Ooh, everyone's saying no. See, this is funny because when the SIP first came, it was supposed to be like a tea podcast where they would talk about all of the drama that's going on social media. But because Ryland's partner was so heavily involved in drama, they had to change the directing, because it was the SIP. It was supposed to be the tea honey shade or tea or shade. It was supposed to be all of that kind of stuff. It was supposed to be a tea podcast, and they've had to kind of like change the structure of the podcast somewhat in order not to like demonize people in the way that they were before, because it just wasn't functioning very well. Because obviously when you start demonizing other people and, you know, holding people to certain levels of accountability, people expect that from you too. Case in fucking point. People expect that from you too. So, interested. So we've got, would there be a SIP if Shane wasn't around to promote it? We've got 79% of you saying no and 21% of people saying yes. Lady VSG says, I've never been a Shane Dawson fan, but I think he did stuff for shock value and views. I think a lot of people in that time period did a lot of things for shock value and views. Renee says, the SIP sucks. Honestly, after they stopped the format of doing tea and doing other stuff instead, I found it boring as hell. I never watched, I never listened to another episode. I'm just going to be honest. Of course, his speech and woe is me, I'm so little and you're doing so well and I'm feeling like a small potato, feel sad for me instead, being proud for you guys again shows he's not changed. Curse Bomb says, no, they're not buying it. They're not buying it. Whatever shop you bought it from, take it back. I don't want the receipt. I don't want the gift card. I don't want nothing from you. Take it back. They're not having it. Not today, honey. When Shane says, when Shane says he feels like he ruined everyone's careers because of his actions, Ryland almost broke an eyeball rolling his eyes. I felt like I was watching a cartoon character. Oh my goodness. Ryland kind of knows what he's doing, so the show would exist. But would it get any views? Well, Ryland was doing Clever News when he met Shane Dawson, and Shane has a good, friendly connection with Clever News. Up until Shane's most recent indiscretions, if Shane could shit in a glass and feed it to a fan, and they'd be like, Shane is so giving. He's so giving. He's so caring. He always gives back to the community. We love him. Shit in more glasses and give them to more fans. We stan Shane Dawson. Like, they would literally lick his rim hole. They loved him so much up until his most recent indiscretions. That was the only time that I have ever seen Clever News ever give Shane Dawson any negative critique. Clever News is one of the few groups of people that Shane allowed into his house to interview them and all this kind of stuff, because he knew, due to their proximity to Ryland, that he would always have a positive review. And yeah, so whilst I know that like Ryland's been about this shit, he understands the social media game and all this kind of stuff, he also wasn't afraid to talk that talk when his husband slash fiance, sorry, was in the wrong. So my question is how do you think that Shane Dawson is going to come back? Because a lot of people are saying he's going to be making a conspiracy video about co-violence. We know what that is. Covaladia, covalidia, co-vagina. We heard that he was going to be doing a video based on that. I've also heard through the grapevine that he's supposed to be coming back and he's going to be doing a video to do with his marriage and falling in love and going through really hard depression, and his partner was going to uplift him in the rough times, and we were all going to fall in love with Shane Dawson all over again. So that was a theory, a fan theory is that I heard. What else have I heard about the way that Shane Dawson's going to come back? He's going to come back to doing conspiracy videos, like the old school Shane Dawson that we all fell in love with, the conspiracy videos like, hi guys, that kind of Shane Dawson, because I feel like that would bring some nostalgia. So that's another fan theory is that I heard. So my question is, how do you guys think that he's going to come back? Ryland is the most substanceless, plain, flavorless white bread. I don't know how people watch his stuff. Oh my God. Flavorless, substanceless, white bread. White bread. We're not even going to put no butter on that bread. No. Not even a bit of mayo. A bit of paprika. God damn, not even a deviled egg. Just plain bread. Just bread that you feed to the ducks, sis. Interesting. Okay, so we've got a poll for you guys. How do you think that Shane Dawson is going to come back? COVID doc, marriage doc, conspiracy videos, or he ain't coming back, sis? I have to go. Peace and love, guys. See you later, Curse Bomb. You have been brilliant to interact with. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Jason says, Shane will come back bigger and better than ever. Okay, Jason, I love your optimism. Sakura says, oh my God, who said that about Ryland? Spot on. Ashton said, but did they lie? Somebody else says, Ryland is dog water. You guys, be nice, please. Can we be nice? Devil's Clutch says he won't ever come back in the same way. Do you think he'll no longer be respected by the community? I feel like all respect for Shane Dawson is gone, in my humble opinion. Do you think he'll do a I'm back type of new video, or do you think he'll come back straight away with new content? I think he's just going to come out the gate with new content, not even a why I've returned. I don't think we're going to get that from him. He's going to say the video, the apology is there, you can view that at your leisure, here's the new content. I've been away for over a year, now's the time. And I get it. Let's have a look. Shane is going to come back with a sob story for sure. Can't hate on love, some type of shit. Oh gosh. Okay. White bread has crust? Question mark. Does it? It does have a crust, but is it flavorful? Is the question. I can't say that I've eaten a plain white bread and thought, ooh, yummy. Full of flavor. No, respect, honesty. Today I chose violence. Nah, cucumbers are tasty. Cucumbers are nice. I like cucumbers. I could eat raw cucumber on its own. Cucumber's nice. Cucumber in a salad's real nice, but a cucumber on its own, I like to have cucumber with hummus and just like dip it in. Like, I like cucumber. Fool me once, strike one. Fool me twice, strike thee. Ryland is cucumber water, totally pointless, adds nothing. Cucumber water is really nice. Okay, I don't like the cucumber slander that I am experiencing here in these comments. The cucumber slander is out of this world, and moderators, I need you to start banning people. I will not tolerate cucumber slander in this live stream, okay? No more cucumber slander. Cucumber did not deserve this, okay? Cucumber deserves more, right? Okay. Cucumber did not come out today and go, oh, I'm going to get compared to Ryland Adams. No. Cucumber did not deserve that today. And I rebuke it. Okay. We're rebuking that. Okay. Mods, start banning everyone who has anything bad to say about cucumbers. Okay. So moving on. That was a Shane Dawson shiznit. Moving on to the last and final topic of this evening. We have Trisha Paytas. Let's get ready to start trouble. Ding, 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 ding. Do you know what? I need to make that a soundbite. I'm going to try and see if I can find somebody to do a soundbite for that. Could you imagine like a voiceover that goes, let's get ready to start trouble. Ding, 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 ding. Because I know that this is going to be quite a controversial one. Okay, so we're here with Trisha Paytas. So let's first get into the story. And then after the story, we'll get into the other shit that I know that a lot of you are here and want to hear my thoughts and opinions on. And then we'll get into some Q&As and then keep it pushing, hopefully, fuck's sake. Right. So, Trisha Paytas has found themselves in a bit of controversy, as we all know. I made a video about this, I think it was 4 days ago now. I made a video about Trisha Paytas that did not go well with the community. A lot of people did not like what it was that I have to say. I will say from the jump, I don't care. I hurt my face. Fuck your feelings. I don't care. I'm not changing my opinion. I'm not changing my perspective. I'm entitled to mine just as you are entitled to yours. Just because I platform mine does not mean that you have not got the ability to platform yours. If you have something to say, you can leave it in the comments. You can talk about it all across social media. You can even go onto Reddit. You can make more posts. You can make more assumptions. You can make more whatever it is. I don't care. Okay, I'm just going to say that from the jump. I don't care. You have the liberty to say what you want. So from that point forward, after the video of mine that went out, it was kind of obvious to me that Trisha Paytas may have seen my video. And the reason I say this is because they ended up making a video basically saying that Superbam was not them and that they did not have a relationship with Superbam and that, you know, Superbam was claiming videos on their behalf and all of this kind of stuff. I don't know how much of this I believe. If I'm perfectly honest, a lot of it seems extremely far-fetched, like she doesn't have a contract with Superbam. I'm like, girl, they can't do this on your behalf. Well, sorry, them. Can I say girl? Yeah, I'll call everyone girl, fuck it. They can't do this on your behalf without your consent. Like, you will have had to have consented at some point. So I don't know how much of it I believe, but we'll take a quick look at the whole situation. Let me bring up my video to do with Trisha Paytas and what it was that she had to say. That's the wrong one. That's afterwards. Superbam, here we go. Okay, so let's get into it. This is what Trisha Paytas had to say about the whole situation between themselves and Superbam. And then after we watch it, we'll take a look at it.
So Superbam is not me. Superbam owes me money if they're claiming these people's videos rightfully, or hopefully it's rightfully. I don't know. YouTube does that system, but I'm not the one doing it. Honestly, like, I want Superbam to stop, like, because honestly, like, it doesn't matter. What are they collecting? I don't know. Maybe it's a couple, like, for my hair, it's like $2,000 a year or something like that. Like, okay, I don't care about $2,000 a year at all. Like, so honestly, I'd rather them just stop that, you know. But also, like, if you're a tier drama channel, like, you know, be creative. Don't just don't show like a whole ass video. Like, show clips, show whatever. I don't know the rules of it. I don't know the laws of it. I really don't care because I don't use clips. Like, whatever. If you have to do it, have to do it. But damn, there's a lot to hate me for, like I said, but like this is like something where it's like, oh my god, she's striking people's channels and doing it wrongfully, or she's so greedy or something like that. It's like, no. But if it's a big company like Superbam and they're collecting money and they haven't paid me, then yes, pay me that bag.
Okay, so she's saying she wants her 5% and more, sis. She says, they said that they want their 5% and more, sis. So, what do you guys think about Trisha Paytas and the Superbam thing? Do you think that I have to keep remember to say that they saw my video? Because I'm almost 100% sure after I saw this Superbam video that has now since been deleted that they must have seen my video, purely because I don't think anybody else really put that much effort into the Superbam section of everything so far. But I genuinely think that they must have. I'm going to replay it for you guys again just so you guys can hear them over again, because they also made some suggestions about Superbam doing things rightfully, and it's like, no, they still abuse the copyright system. I'm just going to be honest. Just like, regardless of my thoughts of other people here on the platform, Superbam abused the copyright system. What Mysterious was making was not an abuse of your copyright, even slightly. So to suggest that, honestly, really, it was annoying because I was like, really? So let's take a look.
So Superbam is not me. Superbam owes me money if they're claiming these people's videos rightfully, or hopefully it's rightfully. I don't know. YouTube does that system, but I'm not the one doing it. Honestly, like, I want Superbam to stop, like, because honestly, like, it doesn't matter. And what are they collecting? I don't know. Maybe it's a couple, like for my hair, it's like a couple $1,000s a year or something like that. Like, okay, I don't care about a couple $1,000s a year at all. Like, so honestly, I'd rather them just stop that, you know. But also, like, if you're a tier drama channel, like, you know, be creative. Don't just don't show like a whole ass video. Like, show clips, show whatever. I don't know the rules of it. I don't know the laws of it.
Okay, so that's the part that I wanted to stop at, because what Trisha Paytas says at this point is that, you know, if you're a drama channel, if you're a tea channel, I'm genuinely thinking this is directed at Mysterious right now, that, you know, be creative. Don't use whole sections of other people's videos. It falls under fair use. It falls under fair use and fair dealings laws in the UK as well as in the USA. And it also helps provide context to what it was that Mysterious was trying to say. Now, regardless of whether it is that you agree with Mysterious or not, is none of my business. But what I will say is that it was more than perfectly reasonable for them to have used the clips in the context that they used the clips in. I don't have to agree with their, you know, ideologies surrounding all of that. But what I will say is that it was it was definitely an abuse of the copyright system. And if anything, Trisha Paytas really should be dealing with Superbam and asking them why they're doing things on their behalf without asking their consent first, because it seems as if something is happening and there's a breakdown of communication that's happening. Now, what Trisha Paytas has said, they posted this on Twitter. All of the Twitter receipts are now deleted, so apologies that I don't actually have the receipts right now. But what Trisha Paytas has actually said in regards to all of this is that Superbam, they had no idea that Superbam were doing this. They've only just found out, and they were atting Superbam, they were tagging Superbam, they made a video directed to Superbam, and they finally ended up speaking to Superbam and said that it was a miscommunication with management. That leads me to believe that Trisha Paytas probably has been getting paid for all of the copyright takedowns and stuff it is that they've been doing, and Superbam are constantly abusing the copyright system, not just with Trisha Paytas, but I've also experienced it with Tana Moja as well, constantly abusing the system, constantly taking down content that literally is like the fair use and fair dealings. And I don't think that whoever that administration staff is who's manually detecting these things, I don't think that the manual detection administrators are even looking for any validity in terms of fair use or fair dealings. I think they just think that anything that is one of their clients is their money, and if it's their money, then they're just going to take their money at will. And I don't know. I feel like that was such a cop-out answer to all of it. I'm glad that Trisha has been able to sort out whatever the situation is with Superbam, but am I like, go? No. So, with that being said, moving on from that point, Trisha Paytas also then went on to make a series of different TikToks upon their return to social media, basically just like being not so great. They didn't need to do this. They just really didn't need to do this. So let's take a look at what it is that Trisha Paytas was saying on TikTok. Some of these might be copyrighted, so if you are watching the re-upload of this particular section of the video, just know that it's not the same music, but it's just, you're gonna get the narrative because it's all written out for you. So let's take a quick look.
Be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
Immediately no. I'm telling you right now, I seen what I needed to see.
Honestly, I don't remember. I was probably fucked up. Yeah, I was crazy back then.
In the clip, you see through. What I'll do, you want from me.
Okay, so we've seen what it is that Trisha Paytas has had to say. You can't read it either. People having an issue reading this? Can you guys not see what's at the top of the screen where she's writing out what was said? Let me know, because if not, we'll go and replay it real quick for you guys. But this is not a good look. Just... does Trisha Paytas have PR? Because this was not a good look at all. So, okay, one thing is that I wanted to kind of address before we get into the rest of the stuff is that Trisha Paytas basically said, I've addressed everything and I've got accountability. What else do you want from me? And I'm just kind of like, Trisha, like... You didn't hold yourself accountable. Oh my goodness, one sec, my video's gone. Hold on. You did not hold yourself accountable. Give me a second, I'm gonna be right back because my camera's died. Hold on.
Yo, this is about to really hurt some people's feelings, so if you a little sensitive, you might as well turn this joint off right now. Okay? How you afraid to drop a dime when you already dropped a dime? Got a wife at home, but you steady on my line. Talking about shorty, you remember when I grind slow? Did I really blow your mind though? Nah, you got me confused with your other booze. I've been peep game, so I never gave a cookie up. And that's why I got your wife on the line, man. And I hope she gets every single diamond ring. Niggas kill me, they put their fist up. Got you all thinking that they meant other people. All on the stage like they motivational speakers, when really they just A1 creepers. You pushing 40 with an 18-year-old shorty. Oh, you think you lit cause you ride around with all the hot sisters and fly mamacitas. Well, I ain't on your payroll, so let me shoot the shit. They ain't laughing with you, they all laughing at you. Cause you're that old and afraid of commitment. Everybody in the world know that ain't no G shit. Don't get mad at me, your life is kinda sad, B. Now this next jab is for my saints and ain'ts. My Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized believers. Stop looking down at me, I'm not an evil heathen. I'm 24 years old and never sold my soul. I went to college to get more knowledge. I upped my pedigree by fixing my credit, B. I went across the stage and got my degree. I'm in the middle of my prime with a full-time job. I stay prayed up, now later with a man that all my kids call Uncle Fred. I'm not on the front pew with my legs wide open, trying to get a preacher a sip of my ocean. I might curse a bit, but that don't mean I'm not anointed, appointed, or chosen for this here time. I don't want what you got, I only want what's mine. This right here is for you that crossed the line. All up in the club screaming, dip, she mighty fine. Walking up to me, trying to cop a feel. Whisper in my ear, talking about your $1 million. Nah, that's cap, you got 1 million baby mamas. And Jazzy walked away cause she ain't even about the drama. Don't ever in your life try to put your hands on me. I know hood niggas in the trap that'll split you like a Kit Kat to show up to your wake like who did that? I have them throw you over the Escalades in Broadway Junction for your sick escapades. How do you fix your crusty ass lips to say that a black woman ain't beautiful? Now what all that dirt built around your thick ass cuticle? Give a damn about whose box you keep listening when you don't even have one pot to piss in. Nah, son, you don't even have one. Who said that? Everybody. I don't even want to be petty, but y'all know I'm a tourist, right? Y'all done brung the bull out, so.
Okay. Am I back? Oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened on live. Oh my goodness. I apologize, guys. I apologize. I forgot what I was saying, actually, before I disappeared. I spoke about the Superbam situation. What else did I speak about? Goodness, you guys are going to have to catch me up. Where was I at? I need this on my playlist. It's an Artlist song. I got Artlist subscription. I've had an Artlist subscription for about a year now, so it's going to renew, and there's going to be like another £200 coming out my account. Love that for me. And yeah, I've had an Artlist account, and there's like people are like, "Oh, is Artlist any good?" The Imposter song that I play at the beginning is from Artlist. This song is another song from one of the artists on Artlist. I think her name is Jasmine Evans, so definitely go and check them out. They are a Christian rap artist. I'm not a Christian, but I vibe with their fucking music, so definitely take it out. Love the whole music you had for us. Thank you. Where were we at? Can somebody get me back to where we are? You were saying she didn't take accountability. Thank you so much. So they didn't really take accountability for what had actually happened and what had actually taken place. It's annoying to me because it's clear that Superbam were doing things on their behalf. And I feel like they must have known. There's like literally no way to me that Trisha can't have known that this was happening. Or if they didn't know, they were being paid for something and didn't even know that they were getting paid for it, or what reason why. Why is my ears all over the place? Hold on. There we go. And they didn't even realize why. And I'm just like, because they were basically went onto Twitter and they were like, oh, everything's sorted with me and Superbound. It was a management communication issue. And I'm just like, so you didn't know you were getting paid? That's what that gave me. It was giving me very much, you didn't know you were getting paid for what's happening. Because they've been doing this for a long time with you and with Tana Moja. And I honestly think that both of you don't care. You don't care. But I genuinely think that Trisha must have watched my video, because for out of all of the things that were brought up in the video, not just mine, but also in Mysterious's, that was the one question they chose to answer. That one. That's like the least important question. So, with that being said, after their, about accountability. So in the final video on TikTok, they basically said that they're taking accountability for everything. You haven't. You have not taken accountability for anything. You've taken accountability for some, but not all. I still, to this moment, am waiting for your accountability on the Disasocial DID situation. The switching of alters live reaction. Like, what was that? Like, where's your accountability for that? If somebody can lead me to a video that Trisha Paytas has taken accountability for that for, I have not seen that at all. What about your accountability for, Black Baby? What about your accountability for Jungle Fever? The song about sexualizing Black people. What about your accountability to do with that? What about the accountability to do with David, the young autistic boy that you literally used and abused on your platform and had your entire audience attack back in 2016? What about David? Have you taken accountability for him? What about the lies that you told about Nina and Rated, saying that Nina and Rated came to your yard and then started slashing your tires, of which you have no receipts for, but told your whole entire audience that's exactly what happened, purely because you didn't like Nina and Rated? What about the accountability for that? There is numerous different things that Trisha Paytas has done that they haven't even taken accountability for. For instance, their situation with Nikocado Avocado. Now, I know that a lot of people feel like, oh, this shouldn't be addressed because, they're friends with Nikocado Avocado now. And whilst I say, yeah, they're cool or whatever, I feel like Nikocado Avocado decided to let that go. Because if you remember on Perez Hilton's interview that he did with her, he was like, are you going to say sorry to Nick? And basically Trisha was like, no, like, I'm not saying sorry. Like, I don't see a reason to say sorry. And it's like, there is literally receipts. I even posted it in my Trisha Paytas series from like 2 years ago. There's literally receipts of you ghosting this guy and actively lying about how you conversated with him. And then I actually showed the conversation that you showed to Martin Lewis back in 2014. Please, sis. Like, there are so many different things that you haven't taken accountability for. And I understand because you've been on the internet for a long time, there's going to be a process of taking accountability. I get that. But don't say you did it when you didn't. You've taken accountability for most, not all. You've taken accountability for the most recent, but not all. Another thing it is that I wanted to address is one thing that came up in my video, like consistently in the comment section, is Moses. I didn't speak about Moses purely because I wanted to focus on Trisha Paytas's allegations alone. Moses and that whole situation with his ex-partners coming forward and showing receipts and all that kind of stuff is absolutely abhorrent, completely gross, and is disgusting. But at the same time, like I said about Trisha Paytas, because Trisha Paytas also has allegedly, well, I can't even say allegedly because they've admitted it now, has physically harmed Moses in a fight. And this is what I say about nuance and things that can be true at the same time. He is alleged to have taken his condom off. I'm just going to have to blur all these words out later. But taken his suit of armor off in the middle of segs with a G And that essentially is R word. That's exactly what he did, allegedly, is R word. If true, this is R word, right? He could have committed R word, but at the same time been a victim of DV at the hands of Trisha Paytas. These two things can be true at the same time. And I'm at this loss. Maybe I'm just like losing the plot, but I'm just like at this loss why these two things can't be true. Why Trisha Paytas can't be a terrible fucking human being whilst also simultaneously being a victim of something that's happened to them. I don't understand. I don't know why we can't just come to an agreement that two things can be true. And it's not up to us to be able to dictate what is true and what isn't true. And it also is not up to Trisha Paytas to sit there and deny the allegations of these victims either. If you want to have that same grace, you should actually allow other people that same grace too, which you didn't. So also, I can't even sit there and feel like sad for you in a way, because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, but you didn't give the same grace to other people. And I like literally the whole world is attacking you right now. Like they don't care about truth right now, and you want them to care about truth, but they don't care about truth. They don't care about what's right. They don't care about what's wrong. They just hate you, and by proximity, anything that has anything to do with you. And you want them to give you grace, but you didn't give your partner's alleged victims grace either. You could have chosen not to speak about it if that was your choice. You could have chosen to say, you know, if these allegations are true, then, you know, take it to law. Whatever it is that you needed to do, but you did nothing. You pointed the finger back at the victims and said, you're just as bad. Now, I don't want anybody to think that by not mentioning this in my video that I was negating anything. It just means that these two things can be true. None of it changes the way that I feel. None of it changes the way that I express myself. I am 100% standing by, 1,000,000,000% standing by my video. And it just is what it is. And I just want people to understand that two things can be true at the same time. I am not concerned with losing subscribers. I don't care. Let me just make this clear. I don't care about losing subscribers for speaking on a truth that I genuinely believe is right. I don't care about losing subscribers because a couple of people don't agree with how I feel. I don't care about other people's feelings in regards to who has the authority to talk about somebody else's sexual abuse and sexual assault. I don't care about anybody who wants to make any videos talking about this whole entire situation either. You are entitled to your opinions. I don't fucking care. And I want that to be made known. I do not change my stance. I do not change my opinion. I do not change my reflection. I do not change a single fucking thing. And if there was anything that I would change about that video, it would probably be my makeup. That's it. Nothing changes for me at all. And I will stand by that video until the end of time. People are sitting there saying that, oh, Paige is deleting comments. I have not been deleting comments. I don't give a fuck about what you have to say. There are a bunch of people calling me a Negro. There are a bunch of people calling me a minstrel show. A bunch of people calling me a coon. And trust me, if I was going to delete comments, it would be the racist ones, right? I don't give a crap about an opinion. There are enough opinions on there. You left 15,000 fucking dislikes on the video, sis. I don't care. I have a video of mine from last year that has over 32,000 dislikes. This is a walk in the fucking park for me. And if I have an opinion and I stand by my opinion, then that is it. Because if you stand for nothing, you will fall for everything. And if I stand, I'm standing the fuck up. And I don't care if it's against somebody that you don't like. I don't care if it's somebody who you don't believe can be a victim. I don't care if it's somebody who you feel is a nasty piece of work and deserves nothing. I don't care what it is you think about that person. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if I think something is right, then I will go with the right. And if I think something is wrong, I will go with the wrong. But I am not about to bow down to a bunch of teenagers, high school fucking bullies on the internet, right? Because you guys don't agree with me. You cannot agree with me. I am fucking 30 years old. You cannot agree with me. Do you know what happens when you disagree? You move on. My YouTube colleagues have made videos that don't coincide or align with my belief system. they're entitled to their opinions because they're grown adults. That's what grown adults do. We go, I acknowledge your opinion. Don't agree. And then we move the fuck on. So it is what it fucking is. Don't for 1 second think that you guys are going to run me off the internet. I'm going to be scared. I'm going to delete videos. I'm going to remove comments. I don't care what it is that you have to say. Literally, we clicked on that video. We all moved the fuck past it. And if you're upset, stay mad, be mad. We're keeping it pushing over here on the Petty Page channel. Okay? So, with that being fucking said, thank you to all of the fucking survivors of abuse who have reached out to me publicly and privately, fought the corner, fought the cause, and said Trisha can be a bad person and simultaneously be a victim, and we should not negate that, and it is not up to us to decide whether they are or aren't, or whether what happened to them did or didn't. It is what it is. And I hope that you guys feel that level of solidarity from me, that no matter what, I'm still going to fight for us, period. And regardless if that us includes our parent, Trisha Paytas. So with that being said, I just really wanted to make sure that my opinions on that was known, because I think a lot of people have been waiting for my response to a lot of things. I've heard that Mysterious has made a video about me. Rich Lux sent me a message a few days ago, was it a day ago or something, telling me that Mysterious had made a video about me. I have absolutely no intentions of watching that video. They are just as entitled to their opinion as I am. I have absolutely no negativity, no animosity, no nothing towards them. I wish them all the best in their future endeavors, but I'm just going to keep it pushing over here on my side of the internet. So, anywho, I'm out here, peace page, a don't hate page or any of her opinions, but the delusion is so strong. That's fine. And you know what? You're entitled to that opinion. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that everybody's going to have the same opinion all the time. I'm an opinion-based channel. And if you tune into me, you tune into my opinion. And if you don't want to hear my opinion that day, that's fine. Log off. That is exactly what you're supposed to do. That's actually probably a more grown-up perspective than some of the ones that I've seen on social media. So, why do people want to have the same exact behavior or opinion as them? Fan behavior. It's not even necessarily fan behavior. I think that a lot of people want us to all have this hive mind mentality because it makes things easier. But sometimes life just isn't easy. It's just not easy. Sometimes we have different thoughts, different feelings, different perspectives, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not gonna be wavered by a couple of people's thoughts. It just is what it is. Sometimes when you get abused, you get good at lying, even use quickly to defending the abusers, hiding tore situation. I don't know what you mean by that, Fairy. Fairy, rewrite that. Girl, I was getting nasty ass comments to Xylee as well. I've been watching Xylee's live streams. Xylee has a very even perspective as well. So definitely go and check out Xylee Does Gamings. Is it no, Xylee Gets Real. Xylee Gets Real. Definitely go and check out their channel as well, because Xylee had some very even opinions on the whole situation as well. And she was called a hater, jealous, this, that, and the third. And I'm sure it's just as heavy over there as it is over here. But Xylee, I respect you for standing your ground and not letting this shit get to you. I really do. Opinions are just that. Opinions, not facts. Exactly. And there's no way that any of us will ever be able to factually know what the hell happened those fateful days. There's no way for anyone to know. And I feel like it's just such a terrible thing to even try and consider to know. Do you get what I mean? Because there's no way to know. There's no way to know. And I think a lot of people were expecting my video to provide a conclusion. And there's no conclusion. There will never be a conclusion because it's not our place to conclude. And I feel like this has now become the court of public opinion on something that's just not our place to be the court of public opinion on. No, people are angry because Trisha is a liar. Trisha can also be a liar. Nobody's negating the fact that Trisha's a liar. We know she's a pathological liar. None of that changes anything, like at all. None of that changes anything. It's heavy. It's really heavy everywhere it's spoken about, 100%. There's also another person, gosh, let me find her. There's another person who spoke about this whole entire situation, and they are a SA advocate. Let me see if I can find them, because I feel like everybody should watch their content, because I was like, do you know what? If you don't want to listen to me and you think that I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. There's plenty of people who think I'm a piece of shit. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Trisha Paytas. Here we go. Her name is Katie Daisy. And they are a SA advocate, and they made a 50-minute long video on the Trisha Paytas situation. And as you can see over here, it says, professional advocate responds to the Trisha Paytas situation. And I'll just play you a couple of seconds from the beginning part of the video, because it kind of just shows a brief introduction of what it is that they're going to be discussing. But this is a professional. This is somebody who's actually, like, you know, dealt with these cases on a day-to-day situation. And even if you don't respect me, you don't respect my opinions, you don't respect my thought process, then respect the opinion of a professional, okay? So here we go. Sorry,
I know.
I was in it.
And that's what I mean when I say believe all survivors. Because even if somebody is lying about experiencing an SA, that still tells me there's something serious going on that needs to be addressed.
There was more to that. Hold on.
I've said it about Trisha Paytas once, and I'll say it again. Everybody on the internet wants to act like a mental health advocate until somebody actually starts acting like they're mentally ill. Was it manipulative? Maybe. I don't know. But geez, if it's manipulative, then wow, there's a big problem there that still needs to be solved. And that's what I mean when I say believe all survivors. Because even if somebody is lying about experiencing an SA, that still tells me there's something serious going on that needs to be addressed.
Okay, so this is a professional advocate. They are not a mental health professional, but they are a professional advocate. They deal with cases with people who have been through this kind of stuff. They know the industry and all of that kind of stuff. And I just thought it was important that everybody go and take a look at Daisy. This video has 8.8 thousand views. It deserves a hell of a lot more views. I watched the entire thing. She talks about the neurology surrounding SA, the forgetfulness, all the things it was that I tried to implement into my own video, but I just simply don't have the vocabulary, the vernacular to be able to carry that off as successfully as this lady has. So if you have any time and you want to support a small creator, because apparently I've been accused of fucking not supporting small fucking creators, but if you want to support a small creator and you have some time, definitely go and check out Katie Daisy. As far as I'm aware from the beginning of their video, they've recently lost their job due to doxing, probably due to some of the kind of topics it is that they cover. So because of that, support them as much as you can. Like the video, give a comment for the algorithm, do whatever it is that you can. But at this moment in time, even if you don't respect me, even if you don't like me, even if you think that all I talk is fucking shit, then respect the voice of somebody who actually knows about these situations and not from the perspective of, a survivor, okay? With that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream and all of the polls and everything it is that I've done with you guys. I've really enjoyed streaming with you guys today. I will be uploading some highlight reels tomorrow in the daytime, so you might be able to get this Trisha Paytas segment all in one if you don't want to watch the entire stream, because I know that some people find watching entire streams very difficult. I also want to say thank you guys so much to all of the members. If you are a member, thank you so much. If you are not a member, definitely come over and join. I give exclusives. I tell you what it is that I'm working on, especially when it comes to my long form videos, like my Trisha Paytas video. Some of my members were able to hear certain things that I was working on before everybody else. So definitely go and check that out, because I will be continuing doing my long form videos, my 40-minute plus videos alongside these live streams, as well as let you know when it is that I'm going to be live. I'm really sorry I didn't get a chance to let you guys know before this live, but hopefully we'll We're all back on track and all back on schedule. I just needed a few days to clear my fucking head and then get back to everything. So with that being said, I will see you tomorrow for another live stream. We'll be talking about topics such as Dirty Dom, as well as Veronica Wang and another story when I figure out what that is. And until next time, you beautiful, amazing, badass bitches, it's been Paige. Bye.
Yo, brother. It's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is. Start talking the real. Yes, you're going to have people turn their backs, but it's time for us to keep it real. Just keep talking that real, bro. Do what you do. I know what you do, so keep doing that. Talk the real. Talk the things, them.
The GP will see you now.
Look, I don't wanna cause no problems. I just wanna live my life, but I keep on hearing about nonsense. Me and my dons ain't mobsters, but you know when you see imposters. We know how to read them faces, same way you know how to read them comments. If you wanna talk, let's talk, but around here, make sure you walk and your talk is constant. Hey, I seen it all before I heard chat that they all adore. 1 week looking like they all aboard. Next day, they don't even walk the walk. I've been here since a bust down aqua, cutting through after, all black master. Now I'm too grown for acting gaffer, trying to pay off my madre's gaff cuz. Took the wife and there's a rotty that speak. Add the spice to calamari, that's me. My advice off the order I seen. Christ alone, he don't promise you. Psh, don't say that. You know that man don't pay that. Trying to stunt on your rentals. I too wanna cry, get a Maybach. I don't wanna cause no problems. I just wanna live my life, but I keep on hearing about nonsense. Me and my dons ain't mobsters, but you know when you see imposters. We know how to read them faces, same way you know how to read them comments. If you wanna talk, let's talk, but around here, make sure you walk and your talk is constant. What nonsense? I don't wanna hear about guns, I know you ain't here like the post was sponsored. You ain't never been down junction, you ain't never hid no truncheons, you ain't never hid no blocks in your mouth rub, you ain't never peeled no onions. You don't really look so G to me. Fly wife out for the scenery, go Blue Jays for the eatery. Then I come back where I need to be. A black man who ain't move so easily. One grievance is the money or God that you're preaching. You ain't talking that poor Lord Cephas. You don't know peace if you don't know Jesus. I live in a place where we all got mashes, no permit, and we all could back it. Even a hermit under his jacket, still that peace couldn't conjure a challenge. No, my man looking like a savage soul. Still we don't know what he has to know. Ain't we men to be saving souls? Not them houses and faking loans. Go tell mom that I'm writing again. I don't wanna hear you were right in the end. Wrote this here for my guys in the ends. Those still stuck in that social housing know that they won't stifle the pen. You ain't gotta fall for them imposters, then nonsense will come to an end. I don't wanna cause no problems. I just wanna live my life, but I keep on hearing about nonsense. Me and my dons ain't mobsters, but you know when you see imposters. We know how to read them faces, same way you know how to read them comments. If you wanna talk, let's talk, but around here, make sure you walk and your talk is constant.